Hey, what's up and welcome back. So Black Friday 2022 just recently passed and today I'm going to show you everything that I've gotten. Yeah, that's about it really. It's a very simple video to grasp. So here's how this video is going to be categorized. Basically, I'm going to cover each individual retailer that I've gotten my things from. And I'm going to go in the order of the least amount of things that I've gotten from a retailer all the way to the most things that I've gotten from a retailer. So yeah, without further ado, let's start. With it being arguably the biggest retailer in all of the states, it should be no surprise that Walmart had its own Black Friday deals. So yeah, let me show you everything that I got from Walmart. Wow, what a great selection. Now let's move on to the next retailer. So yeah, let me show you all the things that I got from GameStop. First off, we have Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time for Nintendo Switch. I've already owned Crash Bandicoot N. Sane Trilogy and Crash Team Racing Nitro Fuel for the longest time, and I've only recently just picked up Crash Bandicoot 4, and I'm very excited to play it, especially on Nintendo Switch, where I've heard it runs pretty well. I do have an issue with my copy of Crash Bandicoot 4, and it's not really the game's fault, it's mostly GameStop's fault. You see, GameStop does this thing where if they run out of brand new physical copies, all you would do is get a used copy and get a case from like the display of the store, put the used game in the case, and then give it to me with the price of it being new. So technically speaking, I got a pre-owned game for the price of a new game. As long as the cartridge looks good and the case also looks good, then I don't really mind paying it for new because, you know, it doesn't really matter to me if it comes with a plastic sealing or not. But yeah, Crash Bandicoot 4, I'm pretty excited to play it. Next up is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Cowabunga collection for Nintendo Switch. Nothing really that special about this game to talk about. It's pretty much just the retro collection of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles games from the past, including the arcade games and the NES games. Oh yeah, prior to recording this, I've been informed that showing a knife on a YouTube video could get you in trouble because, you know, despite the context of the knife being used here to just open games, it is still very bad to show a knife on YouTube. Okay, so I decided to just use a pen to open up my games. So yeah, here's the cartridge, and look, it even has some art. Granted, it's in black and white and most of it's covered by text, but hey, it's inside box art. By the way, I'm sure most of you have already noticed this, but I'm voicing over pre-recorded footage right now. I did try to do voiceover while doing the recording, but I made the unholy mistake of using my phone's microphone instead of using my own microphone, and because of that, the entire audio just got completely screwed, and I'm just going to voice over the pre-recorded footage. So yeah, good job, me. Maybe next time don't use your phone microphone. Oh yeah, I've also been informed that showing a knife on YouTube could get you in trouble, so just to be safe, I'm going to be using this. Nevertheless, next up is Sonic Colors Ultimate for Nintendo Switch. Now, I already owned the PlayStation 4 version of this game when it came out, and honestly, I was a little bit disappointed by it, mostly because it was just very broken at launch. I am hoping and praying that they did patch out the Switch version and that there isn't any, you know, major issues. I really hope. I mean, that game came out like months ago now. It should be fixed. Hope and pray that it isn't a mess now. And that leads us to my final GameStop purchase, being Nier Automata. I've also heard people call it Nier Automata, but honestly I just call it Automata because everybody I know pretty much pronounces it like that. Now, I do own this game on PlayStation 4, but I decided to get the Switch version as I never really played the game on my PlayStation, and I decided, you know what, if I'm going to play the game, I'm most likely going to play the Switch version, even if the performance and graphics aren't as great compared to PlayStation 4. A little fun fact, when I bought this game, this is actually the first time that an employee ever had to ask for my ID in order to buy something, with the exception of online orders. I just thought that was kind of funny because, you know, compared to other games that I bought in without needing to show my ID, this is pretty much tame in comparison. Like, Best Buy had no problem with me getting Bayonetta 3 without an ID, Target had no problem with me getting Grand Theft Auto and Elden Ring without an ID, but this was too much. So yeah, here's the game, and I also like how it includes a reversible box art, sort of similar to the PlayStation 4 version if I recall correctly, how that also has a reversible box art. So yeah, here's everything that I got from GameStop. So yeah, pretty decent I would say, so let's move on to the next retailer.
I'm a piranha. Damn, Amazon.
In this current day of age where people are now even lazy enough to not even pick up their own damn food anymore, it should come to no surprise that online shopping is slowly but surely becoming the more preferred way for people to buy their Black Friday stuff. And while I will say it is massively convenient to get everything from Amazon, especially since they do have sometimes the exact same sales as other retailers, I don't really like shopping online for Black Friday. Mostly because I just like the experience of going out to a physical store and just picking out everything that I want or am interested in or want. It's just simply a preference, but nevertheless, I did get some stuff on Amazon and I'm going to show you what I got. First off is Pac-Man World Repack for the Nintendo Switch. From what I heard, this is a pseudo remaster of like a 3D platforming Pac-Man game from the GameCube days, and I'm interested in checking it out because I like 3D platformers, I like Pac-Man, so yeah, pretty curious to see what this is about. It's also at this point where I switched from using a pen to a pencil. It did a slightly better job at opening the boxes, but yeah. Next up is Neo, The World Ends With You. So I know some people online who really love this game and the first World Ends With You game. In fact, I know some people who absolutely treat this game like it's their own religion. I still don't have the first World Ends With You game because I believe they stopped making copies of that game, and because of that it's very expensive online. So just in case if this game becomes hard to find, I might as well pick it up now while it's still readily available, and when I have the time and the money, I'll pick up the first World Ends With You game and check out the series. And it was at this point where I finally found a pair of scissors, and I just used them to open everything moving forward. So yeah, great. Next up is the only movie that I got from Amazon, and that is The Batman for 4K. My little brother watched this in theaters when the movie came out, and he said it was alright, so yeah, I'm curious to give it a watch. By the way, I like how the 4K logo is in red. That's really cool. Also, I know a lot of people have already made this reference, but this cover really does look like the box set for MGS4. So I want to show you all a fun fact about the making of this video. So if you go to my community tab, I posted a photo where I showcased everything that I've gotten, like stacked on a tower, like vertical and whatnot. And I kid you not, after a few seconds of taking that photo, like 10 seconds afterwards, it fell. Pretty much all of the Blu-rays you see in that photo, they all came crumbling down onto the floor, and it was just a giant mess. I wish I had taken a photo of it, but alas I didn't, and yeah, I just wanted to show you that information because I thought it was really funny. But anyways, that leads us to our final Amazon item, that being an Amazon Echo Dot 3rd Gen. So I was not interested in getting an Echo Dot like at all, but the reason I got this was because it was going for a price that I just cannot ignore. So some additional context for this item, I saw a tweet from Wario64 saying that select customers can purchase an Echo Dot for the low price of, I kid you not, 99 cents. And I thought, you know what, for literally $1, like the price of 4 gumballs, yeah, sure, I'll take an Echo Dot. But I will most likely not use this thing as I'm already loyal to a certain other smart assistant, so yeah, I don't need this. So yeah, that's pretty much everything that I got from Amazon. Amazon had some pretty good deals, and chances are if I was a bigger fan of online shopping, I would just get all of my Black Friday deals from Amazon. But still though, Amazon Black Friday 2022, gets a thumbs up for me.
Target.
First off is The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD. So I bought this game in early November because Target had this on sale for $30, pretty much half off, and I thought, wow, a first party Nintendo game like Zelda being half off? Yeah, I'll get that. I'm still in the camp that this game should not have been $60 like at all. I mean, come on, it's a remake of a Wii game and the graphics themselves aren't even that like substantially different, so yeah, it being $60 was a bit of a ripoff in my opinion. So yeah, thankfully Target did have a good discount on this game, otherwise I wasn't going to get it. So yeah, that's Skyward Sword. Nom 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 nom. The next item I got is Grand Theft Auto 5 for the Xbox Series X. So spoiler alert, but I haven't gotten an Xbox Series X yet, but I do plan on getting one in the near future. I just wanted to get some games so I could be prepared to play my shiny new system. And I decided, you know what, sure, get GTA 5, you know, maybe there'll be a substantial difference compared to the PlayStation 4 version I have. Yeah, so yeah, here's GTA 5 for the Xbox. I literally bought the exact same game again. Holy god, what's wrong with me? While we're on the topic of me getting Xbox games in order to prepare myself for my Xbox Series X in the future, I've also gotten Elden Ring. I have heard non-stop praise about this game, and I'm honestly very excited to try it out. Oh man, even the disc looks really cool. It just sort of screams, yup, I'm Elden Ring, and I am damn proud of it. Like, I'm so excited to play this one. And the next one is, Pop the Pig. This was by all definition an impulse buy. Like, I used to own this game as a kid and I thought it was really fun, and then I saw it on discount on the shelves and I thought, you know what, I miss this goofy chef pig, I am going to get it. So yeah, there's Pop the Pig. More like Pop the Cops, am I right? Can I get a heya? And the final thing that I got from Target is Mario Kart Live Home Circuit. Now, this isn't my first experience with Mario Kart Live Home Circuit. I actually did play this before, and I actually did used to have another one of these cars. I say used to because there was something wrong with the old one, and I tried to fix it by opening it up and try to tinker with it. I then proceeded to basically fumble everything up, and I was basically left with a broken down cart, and yeah, I basically kind of ruined the thing. I believe this happened like around a year ago, and it wasn't until now where I decided, you know what, I'll just get a brand new cart. And that's everything I got for Black Friday at Target. It was a pretty decent haul, and I would say that it had the most variety. I mean, we got games, a cart, the Popo. So yeah, I guess without further ado, let's move on to the final retailer. Honestly, Best Buy is just the best, really. For many consecutive years now, Best Buy has just been the place for me to go whenever Black Friday comes around. It just has everything that I ever really want. Not only in terms of games, but also for movie deals. Yeah, something that most of you may not know is that alongside video games, I also like getting Blu-ray movies. I really wouldn't say I'm a collector. I only ever get movies on Blu-ray if it's a movie that I'm very interested in watching, have already watched and really enjoy, or just seems very curious to me and I would want to watch it one day. First off is Illumination's The Grinch for 4K. I actually have seen this movie in theaters and I thought it was okay. I know some people have a personal vendetta against this one for some reason, but to me, it's okay. It's alright. I would rather watch this than Minions any other day of the week, I would say. Bring home more comedy. Something tells me that the comedy in these movies are very, very subjective. Next up is Avatar: The Last Airbender, the complete series on Blu-ray. So I was meaning to watch this show for arguably the longest time ever. I remember the show getting a bit of a resurgence in the last year or two, and I thought, you know what, since nobody is talking about the show anymore, I'm going to finally give it a shot by watching this. Next up is Free Guy on 4K. Contrary to the name, I did not get this guy for free. I got him for $12.99 if I recall correctly. So yeah, I heard some okay reception about this movie, some good, some bad, and I've been meaning to give it a watch. Even though I didn't watch this movie, I do recall some things about it. For instance, I remember its marketing campaign, and I do know that Jacksepticeye appears here in a cameo. But yeah, this seems like an interesting watch. Next up is Ron's Gone Wrong on 4K. Just like The Batman, my little brother watched this movie before I did, and he liked it, and he recommended it to me, so I thought, alright, this movie's on sale on 4K, I will get it. Next up is Spider-Man Trilogy for 4K. I've been meaning to get this for quite a while now because I am a big fan of the original Sam Raimi Spider-Man trilogy. Yes, this even includes the third one to some ironic extent. But the only thing that was preventing me from getting this until now was the price. This thing in its original MSRP is $59.99. I understand that it's Spider-Man and it's 3 4K discs, so I'm sure it's kind of expensive to produce. But still, very expensive. Thankfully though, it was discounted to a much more reasonable price. So yeah, there's the Sam Raimi Spider-Man trilogy. And if you're asking, my favorite is the second one. Next up is Home Alone on 4K. Now I do own the first 3 Home Alone movies on digital because those are the only Home Alone movies that I like and enjoy. I have seen the rest of them, I don't care for them, I just really only like the first 3. And I like the first Home Alone enough to get it on 4K, so yeah, here it is. Also yeah, since I already said I do own this movie digitally, here you go, you guys can have Home Alone on 4K if you want. And the next one to follow up that is Home Alone 2, Lost in New York for Blu-ray. As far as I know, there doesn't exist a 4K version for Home Alone 2, so I just got the standard Blu-ray. And just like the first Home Alone, I already own this movie digitally, so here you go, here's the download code. Next up is the Bob's Burgers movie on Blu-ray. You know, it's very weird to see the Disney logo on this. I understand that Disney now owns 20th Century, but like, I don't know man, Bob's Burgers and Disney is kind of a combo that is kind of weird to me. Next up is Saw, the 8 film collection. What did he saw? I don't know. Maybe they're X or something. Now, I haven't really seen much of this franchise. I've only ever seen the latest one, which is Jigsaw. And from what I heard, these movies are pretty much the exact same thing in each installment, that being just a bunch of like very cool looking, I guess, kills or something. I just got this for the value because you get 8 movies for $10 and I thought, well, yeah, that seems like a really good deal. I'll get that. Yeah, I got Morbius in 4K just for a joke, really. From what I heard, this movie is not that great, and I just wanted to get it because, haha, Morbin time on 4K, I'm gonna get the funny. It's a bit of an expensive funny, but you know what? It's a funny I spent on it. Next up is Minions: The Rise of Gru on Blu-ray. So me and my brother actually went to the movie theater when this movie premiered, and I thought that the movie was okay. It was fine. It is better than the first Minions movie, so I guess I'll give it that. But yeah, I thought the movie was okay, and for $8, sure, I'll get it. Next up is Disney: The Santa Claus Collection. Honestly, looking back, I have no idea why I got this, and I don't really have anything much to say. Next up is The Bad Guys for 4K. So I've heard a lot of really great things about this movie on Twitter and everywhere else, and from what I heard, it's actually one of DreamWorks' best films, so yeah, I wanted to check this out. The next one is one that I'm very excited to check out, and it's Sonic the Hedgehog 2 on 4K. Now, I did watch the first Sonic the Hedgehog movie on 4K Blu-ray as well, and I thought it was a great time. I love the movie, and I'm very excited to check out the sequel. And that's pretty much all of the movies that I got at Best Buy, so let's move on to talking about the games that I got there. So this first one isn't actually from Best Buy, it was an Amazon one that I completely forgot to include, so I'm just going to cover it here. Nier Replicant for the Xbox. When this game was initially announced and released, I thought it was a sequel to Automata just because, well, it had Nier in the title and it came out after Automata, so I thought, you know, it's the sequel to Nier Automata. But as it turns out, this game is actually a pseudo remake slash remaster of the original PlayStation 3 Nier game, so that pretty much makes Nier Replicant here on the Xbox a prequel to Nier Automata. And from what I heard, the story in Replicant is much less difficult to understand than it is in Automata, so I'm just going to play Replicant first and then jump into Automata. Very excited for this one. Now we can finally move on to talking about the games that I actually did get from Best Buy. The first one being Grand Theft Auto The Trilogy, the Definitive Edition. Yes, that's how you pronounce that game's title. There's too many thus. So from what I heard when this game came out, it was kind of buggy and it was also kind of glitchy, so I'm crossing my fingers that they patched it all out and when I finally get into this game, it's not broken. Hopefully, I hope this wasn't a waste of money. Next up is Hades. I've heard a lot of praise about this game, so I'm very excited to try it out and see what the fuss is about. And last, but definitely not least, because it ended up being the most expensive individual item here, it's a solid state drive for my PlayStation 5. I inevitably had to get this thing no matter what one day, so I thought I might as well get it now, during Black Friday, as it is discounted. Okay, this is going to be a very quick segment, but I'm going to show you everything else that I've gotten that I didn't show on camera because either I forgot or... yeah, no, really, I just forgot. Starting off with Uncharted for 4K. I will say that Tom Holland being Nathan Drake is just, like, Hollywood, you do know you have more than like 6 acts. The next thing I forgot to mention is It's a Wonderful Life on 4K Blu-ray. I mean, from what I heard, it's a Christmas classic, so yeah, I just got it on 4K Blu-ray because, you know. Rocky Heavyweight Collection for Blu-ray. Just like the Saw Collection, I purely got this because of value. You're getting 6 movies for $16 and I thought that's a really good deal. Except from what I heard, Rocky is actually a pretty decent movie series, so yeah, I'm more excited to watch this than I am for Saw. Next up, I got this Mineral Camo Xbox controller. I wanted to get an extra Xbox controller just in case, and I thought, wow, this color is really cool looking, so I decided to get it because I'm a really big fan of camo. I'm also a really big fan of blue. This just seems like a match made for me, you know? So yeah, I got this controller and it looks really cool. James P. Sullivan looking at. And finally, I got Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes. I had an alright time playing Fire Emblem 3 Houses, so I'm curious to see what this game is about. It's a Dynasty Warriors game, so yeah, I know what I'm getting myself into. And there you have it. That's pretty much everything that I got for Black Friday 2022. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I hope you all had a great Thanksgiving and a safe, happy Black Friday. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you at a later point. Stay cool.